Happy Thursday, October 29th, everybody. This is Scott Zambelli with Team Titans of Real Estate. Jill is spending the day with her daughter, Emily, which is awesome. They having a good time today. But I wanted to reach out to all of you and give you some real estate updates here so you can know what's going on in the Michigan market. It's been an exciting year, to say the least, with all of our fun COVID ups and downs. But yeah, real estate's still happening. Things are selling. So I want to kind of go over everything by the numbers and show you what's going on. Before I do that, just a reminder, this weekend, it's Halloween, but it's also time change weekend. So it's always the first Sunday after Halloween. Halloween is a Saturday this year, so that means Sunday at 2 a.m. that night you go to bed on Halloween night. It'll be time change, so you're going to be falling back, and you'll want to do all those fall maintenance things that the time change always acts as a reminder of. Changing filters on your furnace and checking your smoke detectors, all those kind of fun things. We'll do an update next week, I think, with a full maintenance list of items for you to do, so you keep your house in working order. But enough of that. Let's talk real estate by the numbers. We got some interesting stats to show you. And what I'm getting at here is ultimately why, if you're thinking about making a move, it's a great time to sell right now. And here's why. Everything comes down to supply and demand. Real estate is market driven for the most part. And, various factors affect things right now. We have a very low interest rate out there still. And whether you're moving or refinancing, now's the time, which is a reminder. If you don't need to move, give us a call still. We'll review the current rate you have and recommend you to one of our mortgage partners that we work with. We work with a variety of great companies, great individuals, and especially if you're like in the 4% range, give us a call. You can save a lot of money just refinancing your house with, if you don't intend on moving. But if you are looking to move, these are some key numbers to look at here, and I want you to see what's going on here. So right now, what I did is this particular chart is for Macomb County, residential houses in Macomb County, $199,000 and higher. These numbers are similar for all of the MLS, but I want to restrict it to the more common deals that we do for the majority of the people out there. But this here shows the past year is what this chart shows, and it's new listings. This is important because it shows how many new houses are coming onto the market to sell, and that's our inventory, as we call it, as realtors. And buyers need inventory. They need houses to buy. And what's interesting here is when you look at the chart, you can see this goes back a year. So this is actually to the beginning of last year, I should say, January of 2019. And you can see how the activity was, right? Per month, how many new houses came on the market. And then right here, March, this is when Governor Whitmer put her illegal orders into action here and shut us down. You can see how demand dropped very rapidly after that. Here we go into April, May, June, July, August, September. Now, we don't have the updated October numbers yet because we're still in October. So somewhere around November 10th or 15th or so, we usually will get the update. So I'm going to be curious to see where we are for the demand then. But from an anecdotal point of view, people I'm talking to, I have a feeling it's going to be the same or lower. I don't think we're turning the corner yet. So you just see it's at least kind of flattening out here. So that's good. But if you're thinking about selling your house, what does this chart mean for you? Well, this is your competition. And the amount of competition out there is dropping. Okay. So that gives you one half of the picture of what's going on out there in real estate. But the other half, so that's the sell side, that's the competition. The other half, though, is how many deals are actually happening. Are Are buyers dropping? Are they increasing? What's happening? So if we go and look at the actual number of closings that occurred each month, these are the number of actual buys. And this should have about a 30-day lag, because when a house goes pending to close, it takes about 30 days or so, right? So actually this time of year, because of COVID, it could take 45 days. But regardless, so let's look at the total number of pending sales. These are the number of homes that accepted contracts each month. So let's look at that. So looking at this, here we see, look at this. This is interesting. So the shutdown occurred, we dropped. There's April, there's May, but then things started picking up. So the buyers are still out there. They're still looking. They are increasing. The number of houses that went pending actually increased. We're actually higher for number of pendings than a year early, January on. So the actual demand going up. The next chart is closed sales. So after a house goes pending, they go through the closing process, and then they close, and ownership changes hands. Here's what we see here. Also, much like the pendings, we got March here, the shutdown. After the shutdown happened, we see a big drop, because the shutdown occurred at the, I think it was the third week of March, if I remember right. So March itself wasn't hit too heavy, but April was our first full month of shutdown. You see closings drop. May, they dropped. June, they dropped. But we turned the corner. July, August, and September, we're going back up. So we're back to levels of what we were seeing back in January and February. So the number of deals happening and houses selling going up. So the classic chart, if you took, basic economics, supply and demand, right? You got supply going down, but demand going up. And when that happens, that causes prices to increase. So what we should be seeing is more bidding wars. We should be seeing price increases, things like that. So let's look at that chart. Let's look at sales prices. So here we see, once again, so when the shutdown occurred, things stayed level price-wise for up to June. And that's when things were dropping. So the number of houses were dropping, but so were the number of closings dropping. But the prices stayed level because the demand wasn't increasing. But then we saw demand go up while the total number of houses coming on the market were going down. And see what happened? It caused the prices to go up. We're getting more bidding wars. So prices are going up. It looks like it leveled out here in September. October is going to be a very interesting month to see. Will the trend continue and have it flatten out, or will it move up? Will it move down? So the next data point will be important. So I'll do another update on this in a couple of weeks when those numbers get released. But you can see the decrease in supply, the increase in demand is causing prices to go up. So if you have a house that you need to sell, it's a great time because interest rates are low. If interest rates raise, which can happen after an election, usually a rise in interest rates will cause a decrease in selling prices. So that's usually the offset. Another thing is days on market. So once again, if demand is going up and prices are being driven up through bidding wars, we should theoretically see a decrease in how long it takes to sell a house because houses should be selling faster. So let's look at the days on market. And here you see, once again, March, the shutdown happened. April was our first full month. It stayed consistent. But then May and June, when things started slowing down, days on market took longer. The average house took 2 extra days to sell. Then things started picking up and the demand came back and we see the days on market dropping, and it's dropping steep. So once again, October is going to be interesting. Will it level out? Will it keep dropping? We'll have to wait and see. But it feels like at least that it's accelerating. When we put houses on market, what we're seeing is a huge front load of demand where all these buyers who are desperate to find a house, they come flooding in, and in a weekend, we'll get 17, 20 showings in a weekend. Whereas I remember when things were really bad, you'd get that many showings in 6 months. So, back in like 2009 or so. So that's what we're seeing here. The numbers are all staying consistent. Another measurement is month supply. This one also, it keeps dropping. What this measures is if no new houses came on the market and all we had to sell was the current inventory of homes that were available to sell, based upon the current demand of closings, how long would it take to sell out? Well, right now we're at 2.9 months is what we're at. But back in a more typical time frame, you're looking at about a 4-month supply of houses. So what we're seeing is the current demand is eating up the supply, and with less and less new houses coming on the market, it's causing our inventory levels to drop. So we've dropped a solid 25% down, 27% down, I should say, from our usual levels. So all of these things are just all indicators. The numbers don't lie. They tell you what you need to know. But what this tells you is the market is still hot. The concern I will hear people voice is about going back to like 2008 and 9, when the housing bubble bursted, and people are concerned like, well, is another housing bubble coming? And time will tell, but the difference between that housing bubble burst and what we're at now is our current market is true supply and demand. There's no artificial forces coming into play to create a false demand. Back in 2008, you had a lot of loans going out. A lot of people were getting loans that shouldn't have gotten loans, and it created more demand than supply because people were in the marketplace that shouldn't have been. And so people were getting loans, looking at houses at price levels that they wouldn't have normally have had. So we had this artificial demand created. And once that process fell apart, the demand fell apart because it wasn't a true demand. It was artificially created. So once it's like trying to keep a tire full that has a leak in it. Once you stop pumping new air into it, it starts deflating. Well, that's what happened back in 2008. The new air was pulled away. They stopped filling it, and it deflated on its own. Right now, it's a natural supply and demand cycle we are in. So that's where we're at. If you're looking to buy a house, give us a call. We have a lot of inventory out there we can help you find. We are very proactive for our buyers. Jill and I, we do custom searches for all of our buyers every day. We do 3 times a day, actually, morning, afternoon, and evening. Why do we do that? Because these houses are going so fast. As soon as it hits the market, we're letting you know. Now, you might say, well, I can just sign up on one of those websites and just have things sent to me. Well, you can, but here's the reality. We work directly through the MLS. So we know the second a listing goes live. Those sites, they work off of algorithms and automatic uploads, and they can take up to 48 hours to get that data into their system to list it. So when a market is this hot, those 48 hours could cost you a deal. You might find that perfect house, call, we go try to set up an appointment, and we find out it's already pending. So, or a bidding war is in process because you didn't go on day one. So you want to really jump on this. So if you need to buy a house, we are very proactive and aggressive in getting you into those homes and shown right away. I do want to give a shout out to an upcoming listing we have. It'll be going live next week. It's in Royal Oak. It's at $200,000 is the listing price. And it's a ranch, 3-bedroom, 1.5 baths. And it's going to go quick. So if you are looking for a home, let us know. We can get you in right away. We're going to have it. It's going to be coming soon, officially on November 3rd. It'll officially be going live Thursday, the November 5th. So give us a call. 586-549-6096 is my number. You can see it right behind me. Or if you want to give Jill Webler a call, her number is on the bottom of the screen there, 586-277-2145. And as I said before, if you're not looking to buy a house, maybe you're looking to sell in a couple of years from now. That's okay. We can still work with you and advise you on what to do between now and then. We had some good friends, past clients of ours, give us a call. We went and saw their house the other day, and they're not looking to move for another couple of years. But in reviewing their situation, you see, the interest rate they're paying, it would actually make them money to refinance now with the amount of money they'd save. And then we gave them some simple updates they could do in the meantime to maximize the value of their home. So when they are ready to sell in 2 years from now, they'll be good to go. And so those are the kind of things we're doing. We don't have to do a sale today. We're very easygoing. We're here to advise you. Obviously, we want to do sales because that's how we pay our bills. But at the end of the day, it's a people business, and we care about our relationships with you. And that's what we put first. So yeah. And if you're not moving for a long time, that's okay. Refinance. We'll talk to you about that and point you in the right direction on what to do next. Or we have an extensive network of people in all different trades. You need an electrician, a plumber, you want to look into home warranties, you want whatever it is, give us a call and we can steer you in the right direction, because we want to be your one-stop shop for real estate advice as well. So I'm Scott Zambelli. Don't forget to change those clocks this weekend, Sunday, or else you're going to be late to everything, or we'll be early. Fall back. So right now it would be noon. So if you're supposed to be there, actually you'll get everywhere an hour early, I think. I always get confused on that. But I'm always sad when we do that, because then we lose a whole hour of daylight at the end of the day too. So we'll have sunset like by 5:15, 5:30, which is also important to remember in showing houses, because you want to ideally you want to see houses in the daylight, because you can see there's a lot to see in the exterior of a house that you might miss in the dark. So anyways, give us a call. We're here for you, 586-549-6096 for my cell, or for Jill Webler, 586-277-2145. Till later, everyone, have a wonderful day and take care.